Hello and welcome to All About Community. My name is Robert L. Harris, and I am your host. I'm delighted today to have as my guest Miss Samantha Wise from Tip Top Shape.
Amen.
Samantha,
Yes.
welcome to All About Community.
Thank you so much for having me.
Uh, but first, let's chat for a moment about your background, where you grew up, attended school, etc., etc. Give us a little bit about your background so the viewers will get an opportunity to know who you are.
Okay, I am Samantha Allen Wise, born and raised here in beautiful
Born and
Oakland. Born
raised.
and raised here in Oakland. So I went.
Don't you have roots somewhere else? I mean, your parents or
My
something?
grandparents are from Louisiana.
All right, right next door to Arkansas, where I
Yes,
came from.
yeah, my dad was born and raised in Oklahoma. So him and my mom met while he was out.
Oklahoma's also next to Arkansas.
All of that down. So we have Southern roots. Definitely have Southern roots. But I've been here my whole entire life. I attended Bella Vista Elementary School, then went to McChesney, then went to Oakland High, and so I'm just
Oakland
Oakland.
High, that's the Tigers, right?
No, Wildcats. You
Wildcats.
talking about Fremont?
Fremont is the
Yes, yeah.
target.
Oakland High is
But
the
I know what
Wildcats.
Oakland Tech.
See,
Oakland Tech Bulldogs,
Bulldogs,
because that's where I
definitely.
graduated
Oh, so
from.
you know that one. So you always gonna know where you came from.
Absolutely. I came
Yes.
out here my last year of high school.
Okay.
Yes, indeed. It was a strange situation.
Why was it strange though?
Well, it's strange because I'd never been in an integrated school setting before. I came from a
Okay.
segregated school in
Okay.
rural Arkansas,
Okay. So it was a culture
out of the
shock.
cotton fields.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where they're picking cotton.
Okay, but that's a cultural shock for
That
you then.
is, that is.
Definitely.
Now, what happened after high school?
After high school, I had a baby. I had a son. I
Mm-hmm.
had a baby the first year out of high school. My son Mahari, he is 34. He works for Google.
Oh,
He's
Google.
doing, yeah, he's doing exceptionally well. Then I end up going to work. I work for the Oakland Tribune. I work for AT&T. I've worked for various different companies, and then ended up at PG&E, where I currently am working right now.
Well, good, good. Well, I also work for PG&E,
I
as you well
know.
know. I spent 34 years at PG&E. I believe in 19, not 19, but 2004, you co-founded a group called Community Enrichment uh,
Organization.
Organization.
So we call it CEO, Community Enrichment Organization,
Okay.
and it's a group of women that form together so that we can do the service in the community. We saw a lot of families lacking things, resources, money, not even enough to send their kids to school. And so a collective group of us came together and said, let's create this nonprofit. Let's get money from our community. Let's get money from these businesses so that we can go out and aid our community in ways that we saw fit. Because a lot of times people give you money and they want you to do what they want you to do with it. But we wanted to do things our way, to do things what was best for our community.
And could you describe some of those things that you did?
So we end up creating a cheer program, which we wanted to catch the kids.
Mm-hmm.
So we catch them with something that's fun, catch them with
Mm-hmm.
something that's fun, and then you can start giving them life values, etiquette, how to apply for colleges. Just start feeding them all these things that they need to have, growing up. So we would get them from 5 to like 17. And then we kind of watched them through the whole program, and we partnered with Oakland Park and Recs, which allowed us to have space there, which we still at this day have space there. We do elderly feeds. We go out and adopt families for the holidays. We send kids to college. We do a little bit of everything. So whatever we see the need or whenever we get a call, we kind of show up and make things happen.
Is the organization still in
Yes,
existence, still running?
definitely, definitely. We just put on an Easter egg hunt, but we did that in relation with what the council member had going out in District 7,
So,
District 6,
good. Oh, District 6. Okay,
District
so
6.
if a person wanted to make a donation to CEO, they can do so. Is that right?
Definitely, definitely. It's a nonprofit. It is listed with the state, so on and so forth. And you make a donation, you can contact me at 510-750-3451, and I can give you everything you need. And we can provide you with a nonprofit letter so that you can write it off on your taxes.
And is there a website?
So the website is down because we
Mhm.
haven't been doing, we're restructuring it.
Mhm.
But that's why I said you can contact me and I'll make sure that I'll get you all the information that you need.
And you indicate in your biography that you're a servant in your community. What do you mean by that?
A servant of my community is to provide service to my community. So whenever my community needs something, I need to react. I need to be the one, the person that goes out and make it happen. So it's serving the community and not serving myself. Because I feel like as an individual, it is our responsibility to serve other people, to give charity to other people.
And how did you get those values? What is it about your background that drove you to want to serve the people?
I
Was it your upbringing or what?
Definitely my upbringing. My grandparents, as I said before, was from down south, and as you mentioned earlier about cotton picking. And my
Hmm.
grandfather gives a
Yeah, I
story
remember those
about cotton
days.
picking and being in swamps and how people used to treat him differently and how he felt at that moment that he was less fortunate. And so when he came over to California, it was his job to make sure that, he gave back and then he empowered us to do the same thing. So we would go by in the community and just feed people. If kids didn't have their grandparents or their parents, my grandfather would take them in. He had a 5-bedroom house, which we still have, near High Street. I mean, near Oakland High. And I just watched them. I watched my mother, I watched my grandmother just make a big pot of red beans and rice and just made sure that everybody had access to food. So it just was kind of in from the beginning.
Now, that is what I consider to be real family values,
Definitely.
where families are teaching you to really help others and not just help yourself. So I think that is so critical.
Thank you.
And congratulations to your parents and your
Thank
grandparents.
you.
We're going to have to go to break, so don't touch that remote. We will be right back with All About Community. Again, my name is Robert L. Harris. I am your host, and my guest is Samantha Wise.